20 past here in Moscow. The German broadcaster ARD has released another documentary on the scandal around Russian doping. This time it's based on an interview with a new whistleblower, Andrei Dmitriev. And here are some of the details.
Es dopen vielleicht 70–80% und der Rest ist sauber. Ich bin sicher, dass es saubere Athleten gibt, auch im Nationalteam. Doch sie haben Angst, den Mund aufzumachen.
Andrei Dmitriev, who was the main informer in the film, is a Russian track and field athlete. Though he's not particularly well known, his main achievement was coming 50th in the IAAF Junior World Cross Championship. He says he left Russia to study in America, where he stayed for 5 years. Now Dmitriev writes a blog in English, mainly on Russian doping. And earlier, I was joined in the studio by our correspondent Daniel Hawkins and sports columnist Alan Moore.
One coach, Vladimir Kazarin, he was actually at the center of the Russian doping scandal, the athletics doping scandal in 2015, which ultimately led to the banning of the Russian athletics team from the Rio Olympics. Now, Dmitriev believes that Vladimir Kazarin is coaching athletes, despite being banned from any official association with Russian athletics teams. He doesn't name any other names in that documentary, but he says there are others. Now, of course, the All Russia Athletics Association has come back. They've said that although Kazarin has been banned, there is nothing to stop him doing coaching privately. It's his own matter, but they have promised cooperation with the IAAF should they wish to look into this further and investigate. So I guess we have a categoric denial from the Russian Athletics Association that these coaches, Kazarin included, have any involvement whatsoever. So I suppose, Alan, perhaps if we can go to you. I mean, in the view of this denial and what seems to be a lack of really any other names apart from this one name, Kazarin, how much evidence do the ARD's accusations really have? I mean, is this really as widespread as they are making out to be?
You know, certainly, Daniel, there is doping at the highest levels of sport globally, and here in Russia we still have problems that we're working through. There were two other names given by Dmitriev. However, they were redacted and blocked out simply because, as ARD stated, they don't have sufficient evidence for that. It could be a case, like with what happened with Dr. Death or Rodchenkov, is that if you throw enough mud, some will stick, and it definitely seems to be this case at the moment.
So is that possibly then the motivation behind Dmitriev here, Alan? And can I ask you, though, regarding Dmitriev, how credible is he, do you think, to be featured here like this?
Rory, you know, it's very, very easy to knock down an athlete who hasn't been overly successful. He claims he never doped. He claims he thought about it, but that he never did, that he's into clean sport. So, you know, he has competed at a decent level, he has some decent times, he did enough to get a scholarship in the USA. One of the reasons why he came back from the USA, as he stated in Russian, is that he was disillusioned with the level of doping in the NCAA in America. Now, in English, he sings a slightly different tune. So, from his interview last night, which I watched in full, he's not very credible. He never gave anything solid, and he seemed to contradict himself on a number of occasions.
Well, I wanted to bring in the issue of timing to Daniel Hawkins here. Some people are already raising suspicions.
Well, exactly, Rory. I mean, today is a big day. It's the day of the arrival of the IAAF, that's the International Athletics Federation Working Group, to Moscow. They have a meeting tomorrow with their Russian counterparts to discuss specifically this very problem, the progress made by the Russian authorities in tackling doping and the possibility in future of lifting the Russian athletics ban. And no doubt, of course, this ARD report may well be something they also discuss as well.
The suspicions are being raised. I mean, Alan, do you see anything suspicious potentially about the timing of the ARD film release? Do you think it could influence the decision by the IAAF?
Well, I mean, it already influenced the whole investigation into doping, and rightly so. When there was, you know, evidence and enough that they could launch an investigation, is good. You know, the motivation behind a lot of this does appear to be money. You know, Dmitriev is being labelled a whistleblower, and okay, he's a paid whistleblower, the same as the Stepanovs, Shumukova, and Rodchenkov as well. So the timings, you know, it's not just like coincidental. This is all money, and a lot of people are making money from it.
Among the athletes interviewed for the film is runner Anastasia Bazdoreva. We contacted her ourselves, and she gave us a written statement. Concerned ARD could misinterpret her words. This is what she had to say about the film's main whistleblower, Andrei Dmitriev.
Dmitriev has joined the Run Clean movement, but I know that he has not always been clean. Andrei Dmitriev studied in the US but didn't graduate and returned to Russia. He tried athletics without showing natural ability. He wasn't famous at the time but told everyone in the US he was a famous athlete. But all he knows are just rumors. Rumors about the doping scandal involving Russia, and he reported on it. These statements were welcomed by the Western media, but that wasn't enough for him, and he decided to talk to ARD.